Osmosis in plant cells. Osmosis क्या होता है? The movement of water from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential down the concentration gradient through a partially permeable membrane. This is what we call as osmosis. Osmosis is the net movement of water molecules from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential through a partially permeable membrane. If a plant cell is placed in pure water or a dilute solution, water will enter. क्यों? अगर हम एक plant cell को एक dilute solution में रखेंगे, now what does the dilute solution means? Dilute solution means that it has low solute concentration and high water potential. This is what dilute means. तो क्या होगा? If high water potential is in the water, then the water will move inside the cell. And same is the opposite. If we put a plant cell in a concentrated solution, the water will then move out because the water potential would be lower outside. अब water enter कहाँ होता है जब हम plant cell की बात करें? The water enters the vacuole of the plant cell. The volume of the plant cell increases. The expanding protoplast, living part of the cell inside the cell wall, which pushes against the cell wall and pressure builds up inside the cell. And the inelastic cell wall prevents the cell from bursting. तो ये जो cell wall होती है, इस pressure को हम क्या कहते हैं? We also call it turgor pressure. इस pressure को हम turgor pressure का भी नाम देते हैं. The pressure created by the cell wall also stops too much water entering, and this also helps to prevent the cell from bursting due to the presence of the cell wall. When a plant cell is fully inflated with water and has become rigid and firm, it is described as fully turgid. This turgidity is important for plants as the effect of all the cells in the plant being firm is to provide support and strength for the plant. Let's say plant stiff कब रहेगा? When would the plant remain straight? When the cells would be firm, when the cells would be turgid, when the cells would be hard and rigid. Plants do not receive enough water, the cells cannot remain rigid, and the plant would wilt. Wilt का क्या मतलब होता है? This is an upright plant. This is a plant that has wilted. ये downward चला जाता है. Turgidity helps the plants being firm and still, और इसको हम wilting कहते हैं. The leaves bend, गिर जाते हैं, leaves fall करने शुरू हो जाते हैं, they become weak. So here we have, if we talk about a dilute solution. Dilute solution में क्या होगा? You can see we have a higher water potential outside, lower water potential inside, hence the water enters because the cell vacuole has lower water potential. If a plant cell is placed in a solution with a lower water potential, मतलब कि अगर हम concentrated sucrose solution की बात करें, now what would happen? Now if a plant cell is placed over here, solution वो concentrated which has a high solute concentration but a lower water potential. Now what would happen? The water would move from the cell outside move करेगा. So as the water leaves the vacuole of the plant, the volume of the plant cell decreases, the protoplasm gradually shrinks, no longer exerts the pressure on the cell. वो turgor pressure खत्म हो जाता है, the turgidity of the plant ends, and the protoplasm continues to shrink. It begins to pull away from the cell wall. This process is known as plasmolysis. Plasmolysis क्या होता है? The shrinking of the cell. कुछ इस तरह का देखें. So what is happening? ये आपके पास turgid cell था when the water was inside the vacuole. Turgid cells showing partially permeable membrane as dotted lines. लेकिन जैसे ही plasmolysis was in progress, water leaves plant cell by osmosis and the protoplast. Protoplast क्या होता है? Cytoplasm. वो जो आपकी the outer layer, ठीक है, cytoplasm plus the outer layer of the vacuole. ये सारा क्या है? This is all protoplast. Protoplast is starting to shrink away from the cell wall. Cells begin to plasmolize. This is what a fully plasmolized cell means. Protoplast has shrunk away from the cell wall. The cell is fully plasmolized. ये आपको यहाँ पे show हो रहा है. This is osmosis in plant cell.